If you've ever felt stressed about money, wondering if you'll have enough, or feeling like no matter how hard you work, things just don't change, this message is for you. You're not doing anything wrong. You've just been taught to focus on the outer world when the real shift starts inside. In this video, I'm going to show you 7 spiritual laws that quietly shape your entire experience with money. These are truths most people never learn, but once you understand them, your relationship with money will never be the same. You'll stop chasing and start receiving. You'll feel calm instead of anxious. These laws are not based on luck or effort, they're based on alignment with divine truth. If you're ready to break out of struggle and step into a life of spiritual abundance, you're in the right place. Let's begin, and let's make this the turning point you've been waiting for. Number 1. Speak your word for wealth without fear or doubt. You must speak your word for wealth without fear or doubt. This is the first key to unlocking your prosperity through divine law. You are not begging for riches. You are not asking as one who is small or lacking. You are commanding, yes, commanding from your place of spiritual authority. The words you speak hold the pattern of your experience. You are either speaking truth or you are speaking error, and the results in your life will always match the word that has gone forth. Now I say this with great love. Most people speak words that block their good. They declare their lack without knowing it. They say, I can't afford this, or money never stays with me, or I don't see how I'll ever get ahead. These statements may seem harmless, but they are not. They are powerful decrees that activate the very conditions they fear. When you speak these words, you tie your own hands. You stand in your own way. To change your life, you must change your word. You must speak wealth with power, with certainty, and with reverence for the law that governs all supply. Say, there is no lack in divine mind, and I am one with divine mind. Say, every dollar I need is already mine by right of consciousness. Say, riches now come to me in perfect ways, for God is my unfailing source. Speak these words aloud. Speak them with feeling. Speak them until they take root in your soul. But do not speak them once and walk away in fear. Do not affirm wealth and then look for signs of lack. That is double-mindedness, and a double-minded man receives nothing. Stand firm. Your word is your wand, your instrument of manifestation. When you declare a thing, you are setting it into motion through the invisible substance of spirit, and that substance will shape itself to match your decree when your faith is steady and your word is clean. Now, you may ask, how can I speak wealth when my pockets are empty? And I answer, your outer world is the result of past belief. Do not be fooled by appearances. They are simply the harvest of yesterday's thoughts. If you want a new harvest, you must plant new seed. Your word is that seed. Sow it daily. Sow it faithfully. Sow it joyfully. For the harvest must come in divine timing and in divine form. When fear rises up, and it will, you must answer it with truth. Fear is a liar. It is not of God. It does not belong to you. Say to fear, get thee behind me. You have no place in my mind, for I dwell in the kingdom of abundance. Say it calmly, say it firmly, and then return to your declaration of wealth. The only power fear has is the power you give it. Remove your attention from fear and it dissolves. Focus instead on truth, and truth becomes your experience. Remember, the word does not work because of your emotion. It works because of your authority. You are a child of God, and your spoken word carries the force of divine decree. Do not beg. Do not plead. Declare. Claim. Affirm. Align. You are not trying to get something. You are revealing what already belongs to you through spiritual law. You are bringing forth from the invisible into the visible. That is your right. That is your role. That is your responsibility. Watch your mouth. Be vigilant. Every idle word takes form. Stop speaking about your debts. Stop telling others how hard things are. Stop rehearsing your struggle. All of that is wasted energy. Instead, bless your current state and speak into the next. Say, this is only temporary. My true supply is spiritual. I now open to receive unlimited wealth from expected and unexpected channels. Keep that as your language. Keep it as your rhythm. Make it the foundation of your day. If you cannot believe in great riches yet, start smaller. But start. Speak what you can hold in faith. Maybe you declare, I always have enough, or money comes to me when I need it. Then stretch a little more. Say, I now receive more than I require. Or unexpected income flows to me today. As your faith grows, so will your word. And as your word grows, so will your demonstration. You must understand, nothing moves until the word goes forth. God said, "Let there be," and then there was. The pattern is eternal. Speak your "let there be." Speak it with praise. Speak it with love. Speak it with trust. Speak it until it becomes more real than the lack you see. The lack is a shadow. Your word is the light, and when the light shines, the shadow disappears. This is not wishful thinking. This is divine science. This is the law that governs all creation. Do not delay your good by waiting for conditions to improve. Speak as if it is already so. Speak health. Speak wealth. Speak harmony. The word is the seed. The word is the substance. The word is the creative power. Use it rightly, and your whole world will shift. Do not worry if you feel resistance. That is the old self trying to stay alive. Speak anyway. Speak with boldness. Speak with expectation. Say, "I now dissolve all fear of wealth and success. I claim my divine inheritance now." Say it when you wake. Say it before you sleep. Say it until your nervous system adjusts. The law is exact. Your word is the mold. The form will match the mold without fail. Now look around. Look at everything you have ever spoken over your money. Were your words rooted in faith or fear? Were they born of truth or appearances? It is never too late to change. You can begin again right now. Speak forgiveness over your past beliefs. Speak truth over your present moment. Speak life into your future. Say this with me. I now speak my word for wealth without fear or doubt. Divine substance is flowing to me now. I welcome large and steady income from the highest source. Money is not my master. God is my supply. I walk by faith and I speak only truth. My good is certain. My wealth is sure. My heart is open. My mouth is clean. My word is law. Say that again and again, not to make it true, but to remember it is true. The more you speak it, the more your spirit rises to meet it. The more you affirm it, the more your life rearranges around it. Words are not decorations, they are instructions to the universe. Speak what you want, speak what is yours. Speak what God has already given you. You were never meant to struggle. You were never meant to live small. Speak your way out. Speak your way forward. Speak your way into the life that belongs to you by divine right. It is waiting for your word, not a whisper of fear, not a hope full of doubt, a clear, bold, unwavering word of truth. Speak your word for wealth without fear or doubt. That is where your freedom begins. That is where your riches begin. That is where your spiritual authority takes shape and form. The law is ready. The substance is ready. Now you must be ready. Speak. Speak now. Speak truth. Speak life. Speak wealth. And watch what unfolds. Number 2. Expect divine supply to meet your every demand. You were never meant to live in worry, in limitation, or in the belief that you must struggle to survive. You are connected to an infinite source, a divine supply that knows no lack, no restriction, and no delay. When you expect that supply to meet your every demand, you begin to walk in truth. You begin to move through the world with calm assurance, because your faith is placed not in outer circumstances, but in spiritual law. That law is always working. That supply is always flowing. It is not sometimes available. It is always available. Most people do not receive what they need, not because it is withheld, but because they do not expect it. Their minds are filled with worry, their lips are filled with doubt, and their hearts are filled with fear. This expectation of loss becomes a magnet for more lack. But when you shift your focus, when you set your expectation on divine provision, you unlock a flow that cannot be stopped. You are no longer trying to make things happen through force or fear. You are aligning yourself with truth, and truth never fails. When you expect something with full faith, you make room for it. You prepare for it. You walk as if it is already done. You clear the way for it with your attitude, your words, your actions. That is the power of spiritual expectation. You are not hoping. Hope is uncertain. You are not wishing. Wishes are powerless. You are expecting, and expectation is the mark of one who knows who they are and whose they are. God is not withholding anything from you. Divine substance surrounds you now. It fills the very air you breathe. It knows what you need before you ask. But you must claim it, not with panic or desperation, but with the quiet certainty of one who lives by spiritual law. You must speak as one who is already supplied. You must act as one who is already supported. You must trust as one who is already sustained. Your expectation shapes your experience. What you deeply and consistently expect will appear in your life. You do not have to know how it will come. Divine intelligence handles the how. You are responsible only for the belief that it must come, and that it will come in the right form, at the right time, through the right channels. Expectation is a spiritual attitude. It is a posture of readiness. It opens the gates of heaven and prepares you to receive. Without expectation, you remain closed. You reject what has already been given. You delay your good with doubt. You build walls with fear. But when you expect the best, you invite the best. There is no such thing as too much to ask for. You are not burdening the universe by asking for more. You are not selfish for wanting freedom, expansion, and ease. God is not limited. Divine supply is never depleted. It is as easy for God to provide 1,000,000 as a penny. The size of the demand does not determine the ease of fulfillment. Your only work is to believe, to stand in the knowing that what you ask for in truth is already yours in spirit. And when you believe, you stop begging, you stop hesitating, you stop shrinking, you receive. Many of you pray for your needs and then walk away in doubt. You say the words, but you do not hold the expectation. You cancel your request with your unbelief. That is why it is so important to align your inner world with the law. The spoken word must be backed by spiritual expectancy. Say, the supply I need is on its way now. Say, every demand I place upon divine substance is instantly fulfilled. Say, there is always a surplus of good flowing toward me. Say it, feel it, know it, and act like it is true. Expect your bills to be paid. Expect your income to increase. Expect blessings to arrive at your door without delay. Expect divine surprises. Expect support. Expect miracles, not because you are lucky, but because you are aligned with law. The law is precise. It does not fail. You receive exactly what you prepare for through belief. Expectation is your preparation. When you expect rain, you carry an umbrella. When you expect provision, you make space in your life to hold it. Clear your mind of doubt. Doubt is not your friend. It may seem practical, but it is not spiritual. It is not in agreement with truth. Doubt shrinks your world. Doubt blocks your good. Doubt delays your demonstration. Replace it with faith, with vision, with certainty. Declare, I expect divine supply to meet my every need. Declare it until your heart believes it. Declare it until your cells respond to it. Declare it until the outer world reflects it. You do not need to hustle for divine supply. You do not need to struggle or manipulate. That is the way of the world, not the way of spirit. In the spiritual life, you make your claim, you hold your vision, and you move forward in quiet confidence. You do your part obediently, diligently, and you trust that the rest is being arranged in higher order. You trust that divine supply is never late and never missing. You trust that what you need is always rushing toward you, never away from you. Even when you do not see it yet, expect it. Even when the account looks low, expect more. Even when the door seems closed, expect it to open or something better to appear. Expectation is a form of inner certainty that anchors you in peace. It lifts you out of worry. It places you in the flow of divine timing. It draws good to you like a magnet. Expectation is a demonstration of faith. It is one of the highest forms of spiritual alignment. Many suffer because they expect the worst. They expect the next problem, the next setback, the next disappointment. That is not divine law. That is learned fear. Break the cycle. Begin today to expect the opposite. Expect the best. Expect to be chosen. Expect to be promoted. Expect to be favored. You are not doing this to trick the universe. You are doing this to return to your rightful place as a child of God, walking by truth and not by appearance. There is no such thing as an unanswered prayer rooted in truth, but you must keep the channel open through expectation. Say, I now expect financial abundance in perfect form. Say, I expect divine right opportunities to show up now. Say, I expect every resource to appear without delay. Speak these truths and let them guide your actions. Live as one who is already fully supplied. Treat every moment as evidence of your unfolding prosperity. Expectation changes how you carry yourself. It affects your tone, your posture, your decisions. When you expect supply, you stop acting from fear. You stop playing small. You begin to honor yourself, trust yourself, and open yourself to receive. Divine law does not respond to begging, it responds to belief. So take a breath, quiet your mind, and return to truth. God is your source. Supply is here now, and every demand you make in faith is already answered in spirit. Speak it, expect it, receive it. This is the law. This is the way. This is your divine inheritance. Number 3. Clear your mind of lack and affirm abundance now. You cannot live a life of abundance while carrying thoughts of lack. The two cannot exist in the same space. One must give way to the other. Lack begins in the mind. It is not a condition, it is a belief. And that belief takes shape in your life until you clear it and replace it with the truth. You must cleanse your thoughts like you would cleanse a wound. You must remove every trace of fear, unworthiness, and limitation if you wish to experience the richness that is already yours by divine right. When your mind is filled with worry, doubt, or scarcity, you send out a message to the universe that says, I do not trust that there is enough. I do not believe that I am provided for. That message blocks your good. It builds a wall between you and the very blessings that are trying to reach you. To receive anything new, you must create space within. You must become a vessel that is ready, clean, and open to receive. Begin by watching your thoughts carefully. Notice when your mind drifts into stories of not enough. You may think, there's never enough money, or it's hard to get ahead, or I don't deserve more. These thoughts are not harmless. They are agreements with limitation. They are not grounded in spiritual truth. They are learned ideas passed down from fear, from conditioning, and from the world's belief in struggle. You must reject them firmly, completely, and with authority. You have the power to choose a new thought in every moment. That is the gift of free will. You are not at the mercy of your old conditioning. You are not a victim of your past. You can say, I no longer believe in lack. I now affirm abundance. I now accept that all I need is available to me through divine channels. Say this not once, but often. Let it become your new rhythm, your new way of thinking, your new way of being. Every time you catch a thought of limitation, replace it immediately. If you think, I can't afford that, say instead, I am fully supported in every way. If you think, it's too late for me, say instead, I am always in divine timing. Your words must be sharp. Your mind must be disciplined. Do not allow old patterns to run unchecked. Clear them as you would clear a weed from a garden. One by one, carefully, consistently. Abundance is not something you earn through effort. It is a state of mind, a way of living, a vibration of truth. It belongs to you not because of what you do, but because of who you are. You were created from abundance. You are sustained by abundance. You are surrounded by it now, but you must see it. You must claim it. You must align with it internally before it can take shape externally. Sit quietly each day and speak words of abundance into your mind. Declare, I am rich in spirit. I am rich in ideas. I am rich in opportunities. Say, my life is full of supply. My needs are met with ease. My heart is open to receive more. Speak these affirmations slowly and with feeling. Let them take root in your soul. Let them overwrite the old beliefs that no longer serve you. Let them create new pathways in your thinking, new patterns in your energy, new experiences in your world. You may feel resistance at first. That is only the voice of the old self trying to hold on. Do not let it win. Continue to affirm abundance even when your emotions have not caught up. The words you speak are planting seeds, and those seeds will grow if you stay faithful. Keep watering them with your faith. Keep nourishing them with your attention. Keep your focus on what is true, not on what is temporary. Do not base your belief on your current conditions. What you see around you is simply the result of past thought. It is a mirror of yesterday's mindset. If you want to change the reflection, you must change the thought. Start thinking, everything I need is here now. Every door I need is opening. Every resource I require is arriving on time. These thoughts are not fantasy, they are spiritual facts. They bring you into harmony with divine law. Affirming abundance does not mean pretending problems don't exist. It means recognizing that your problems are not greater than your source. It means knowing that the power within you is stronger than any challenge before you. It means facing every situation with the confidence that something greater is working through you, guiding you and supplying you in ways you cannot yet see. Gratitude helps you clear lack from your mind. Every day, look for evidence of what is working. Give thanks for what you have, no matter how small. Say thank you for the money I do have. Thank you for the food I eat. Thank you for the roof over my head. Gratitude multiplies your blessings. It shifts your attention from what is missing to what is present. It invites more good into your life because it tells the universe, I see what you have done. I am ready for more. Forgiveness also frees you from the mindset of lack. If you carry resentment, anger, or blame, you block the flow of abundance. These emotions weigh you down. They keep you focused on what went wrong. Release them. Forgive others. Forgive yourself. Say, I release all unforgiveness. I choose peace. I allow prosperity to flow through me freely. You cannot hold abundance and bitterness at the same time. One must go. You are not required to figure everything out. You are not meant to carry the burden alone. Your job is to align your mind with truth, to speak words of power, and to stay in faith. The how will be handled. The way will be revealed. The provision will appear. Your role is to think right, speak right, and act in alignment with your highest self. Trust that what you need will be provided, not because you forced it, but because you became a match for it. Be careful who you surround yourself with. If you spend your time with those who constantly speak of struggle, you will absorb that energy. Choose voices that uplift, that remind you of your power, that reflect the truth of abundance. Feed your mind with teachings that support your vision. Protect your belief the way you would protect a delicate flame. Do not allow anything to dim your light. You were not created to live in lack. That is not your inheritance. That is not your truth. Clear your mind of every belief that tells you otherwise. Cast out the thoughts that say you are not enough, that you must settle, that your time has passed. None of that is true. You are made of divine substance. You are backed by divine power. You are guided by divine wisdom. Affirm that. Live that. Trust that. Now is the moment to declare a new reality. Now is the time to say, I no longer live in limitation. I now rise into the full truth of my abundance. I think abundance. I speak abundance. I expect abundance. I receive abundance. Say it often. Say it with conviction. Say it until your whole being believes it. Your words shape your world. Your thoughts direct your path. Your beliefs create your future. Choose wisely. Choose boldly. Choose truth. And watch as everything around you begins to reflect the abundance you have claimed within. Number 8. Hold prosperity visions until they become your facts. Everything in your life begins with what you hold in your mind. If you can see it clearly and consistently in the invisible, you will one day hold it in the visible. You were created with the power to imagine, not just for fantasy, but for manifestation. The visions you build with faith are more than mental pictures. They are spiritual blueprints. They are instructions sent into divine substance, and that substance begins shaping itself according to the image you refuse to release. Your mind is not just a receiver, it is a projector. It sends out the pattern for what must take form. If your vision wavers, so does your result. If your image fades, so does your demonstration. That's why you must learn to hold the picture of your prosperity with unshakable consistency, not sometimes. Not when it's easy, always. especially when appearances contradict it, especially when nothing yet shows. That's when your vision becomes your power. Do not create a picture today and doubt it tomorrow. Do not build your dream in the morning and tear it down at night with thoughts of fear or frustration. That kind of divided mind brings nothing. You must be single-minded in your desire. You must live as if the vision is more real than the present fact. Speak about it, feel it, prepare for it, protect it. That is how you bring it into physical form. You do not need anyone's permission to hold a prosperous vision. You don't need proof to believe in it. You need only the willingness to see what your physical eyes cannot yet confirm. That is faith in action. That is spiritual maturity. When others question you, remain calm. When doubt whispers, remain focused. When delay tempts you to give up, remain still in truth. The vision is growing, the seed is sprouting. Just because it's beneath the surface does not mean it isn't happening. Everything you see in the physical world was once held as a thought. That car, that home, that opportunity, it all began as a mental image, impressed with feeling, nourished by belief, and made solid by consistency. If someone else's vision can become fact, so can yours. If their picture found its way into form, yours can too, but you must hold it long enough. You must guard it from doubt, from negativity, from outside noise. You must treat your vision as sacred. You may be tempted to adjust your vision based on current conditions. You may want to shrink it to fit what looks reasonable. Don't do that. That is not faith. That is compromise. Spiritual law responds to clarity and conviction, not to shrinking and settling. See what you desire in full detail. See yourself living it, enjoying it, sharing it, growing in it. Hold that image in your heart and refuse to trade it for anything less. If a fearful thought enters your mind, recognize it, but do not accept it. Say, I cancel that idea. I return to my truth. Then call the vision back. Restore the feeling. Visualize again. Your persistence matters. Your repetition matters. This is not about forcing. It's about returning. Returning again and again to the image you know is aligned with your highest good. That kind of focus sends a signal to the universe that you are ready to receive. You do not have to figure out the details. The how is not your job. The how belongs to divine intelligence. Your job is to maintain the vision, to align your speech with it, to move through life as if it is already becoming true. The rest unfolds through channels you could never predict. Unexpected people, places, and timing will arise. But you must be prepared, and your preparation is inner. It is the steady holding of your picture. Take time each day to return to your vision, quiet the world, and go inward. See the life you desire, make it vivid, make it full of color, sound, movement. Add emotion. Let yourself feel what it's like to already be in possession of it. Feel the freedom, the ease, the joy. This is not daydreaming. This is creative alignment. This is how you plant the energy that must later return as form. Your vision must not be vague. It must not be general. It must be precise. What does prosperity look like to you? Is it financial overflow? Is it time freedom? Is it giving generously? Is it peace of mind? Get specific. The law responds to clarity. The clearer your image, the quicker the result. Don't just say more money. Say what that money allows. A paid-off home. Travel without stress. Supporting your family with ease. See it clearly. Own it internally. You cannot plant a seed one day and dig it up the next to check for roots. You must trust the process. You must believe that what you have planted in the soil of your spirit is now growing, even if you don't yet see the sprout. That's the kind of unwavering belief that brings results. Not wishful thinking, not hoping, knowing that your vision held in truth must become fact. Do not let time deceive you. Time does not delay manifestation. Your own wavering does, your own back and forth, your own doubt. Time simply allows the form to match your energy. And if your energy stays high, your picture will solidify. The moment you entertain thoughts of "it's taking too long," stop and remind yourself, my vision is becoming fact now. Every moment brings it closer. Keep your words in agreement with what you want. Do not discuss your vision with those who doubt. Do not explain yourself to people who live by sight alone. Protect your seed. Surround yourself with voices that support your expansion. Read truth, speak truth, live in truth. Your environment matters. Your influences matter. Every message you receive either strengthens your vision or weakens it. Choose wisely. You are not imagining something impossible. You are connecting with something spiritually guaranteed, as long as you do not surrender the image. Let the world say what it will. Let others live by chance. You are living by law. You are building by design. You are holding a picture that is being built for you behind the scenes. And the longer you hold it, the more it takes shape. You are not waiting. You are preparing. You are not hoping. You are aligning. You are not stuck. You are expanding. The vision is working on you, just as you are working on it. Every time you return to it, you evolve. Your thinking elevates. Your confidence strengthens. Your decisions sharpen. And that is how the outer world transforms, through inner transformation first. There will come a day when what you imagined becomes what you live. What you pictured in silence becomes what you walk in publicly. And when that day comes, it won't feel like a surprise. It will feel familiar, because you've been there in your spirit. You've felt it. You've seen it. You've lived it in consciousness. And now it is simply catching up in form. Hold the vision. Refuse to let go. Love it. Bless it. Speak of it with confidence. Trust in divine timing. Move with bold expectancy. And know beyond all appearances that what you hold faithfully in mind must become your fact. This is law. This is truth. This is the power of your spirit in action. Number 9. Forgive quickly to keep your wealth flowing free. If you want to experience lasting prosperity, you must keep your heart clean and your spirit light, and that means learning to forgive quickly so your wealth can keep flowing without interruption. Nothing clogs the channels of abundance more than resentment, bitterness, or old emotional debts left unsettled. Every grudge you carry is like a wall you build between you and the life you desire. You may affirm wealth, speak truth, and take action, but if you do it with a heavy heart, you block the very good you're working to receive. Forgiveness is not about excusing wrong behavior. It is about freeing yourself from the burden of carrying someone else's mistake. It is not weakness. It is spiritual strength. It is an act of cleansing. It is an energetic reset. When you forgive, you release yourself from the vibration of pain, and you return to the vibration of flow. You open the channels of circulation, and in that circulation, your prosperity finds you again. Holding on to anger may feel justified. You were hurt. You were overlooked. You were treated unfairly. But no matter how right your anger may feel, it is not worth the cost. That emotion sits in your system like a block in the pipe. It restricts the movement of good things. It makes your energy heavy. And the law responds to your energy, not your emotions. If your energy is stuck in the past, your prosperity is delayed in the present. Every time you think of someone who wronged you and you feel that sting in your chest, take it as a sign, not a sign of weakness, but a signal to release. Say inwardly, I forgive you, I let this go, I free myself now. Do it not for them, but for yourself. Do it because your future matters more than your grudge. Do it because you are choosing peace, and peace is the doorway to prosperity. Some people say, I'll forgive when they apologize. But that puts your power in someone else's hands. You may wait your whole life for an apology that never comes. Don't tie your peace to someone else's behavior. Claim it now. Take it back. Say, I don't need to carry this pain another day. I choose to heal. I choose to move forward. That choice clears the path. It invites miracles. It restores your alignment with the divine. Wealth is a flow of energy. It moves where there is openness, trust, gratitude, and love. It avoids tension, drama, and resistance. If you've been struggling financially, ask yourself, what resentment am I still holding? Who am I still blaming? What offense have I allowed to live rent-free in my spirit? Your prosperity depends on your willingness to forgive, not slowly, not someday. Now, forgive quickly. That's the key. The longer you hold on to pain, the deeper it grows roots. The more it defines your thoughts, your decisions, your identity. Quick forgiveness is like cutting the cord before it gets tangled. It is the decision to protect your energy, to guard your peace, to stay in spiritual alignment. It is not denial, it is deliberate freedom. You may think that some things are too big to forgive, but nothing is bigger than the truth of who you are. You are not defined by your wounds, you are not limited by your past. You are a spiritual being with full authority to clear anything that no longer serves your highest good. And when you forgive, you step back into that authority. You say, "This will not control me anymore. I am not this pain. I am power, and I choose to be free." Forgiveness doesn't require a conversation. You can forgive in silence. You can forgive someone you'll never see again. You can forgive someone who doesn't deserve it. Because forgiveness isn't about deserving, it's about deciding. Deciding to release the weight that's been holding you down. Deciding that your peace matters more than being right. Deciding that your future is too important to be shaped by something that already happened. Speak it out loud if you need to. I forgive you. I send you light. I bless your journey, and I take back my energy now. Feel the relief wash over you. Feel the lightness return. That feeling is not imaginary. It is your spirit rising back into alignment. That feeling is the signal that the energy is moving again, that your wealth can flow again, that your life is no longer tied to what went wrong. Even if the situation isn't resolved, your heart can be. Even if the story is unfinished, your spirit doesn't have to wait. Don't confuse closure with peace. Closure may never come, but peace is always available, and it comes when you forgive. You don't need to revisit the past. You don't need to analyze every detail. You simply need to decide that nothing is worth your joy being blocked. Not a person, not a mistake, not even the hardest moment you've walked through. You may have learned to protect yourself through anger, to keep your guard up with resentment. But that protection is a prison. It locks you into the past. Forgiveness sets you free. It softens your edges. It opens your heart again. And in that openness, blessings come in. Ideas come in. Resources come in. Relationships improve. Money flows easier. Not because the world changed, but because you did. When you forgive, you create a vacuum. You create a space for something new to enter. Nature fills that space. The universe responds to it. Divine law begins its perfect work. It may show up as a new opportunity, a solution, a surprise check, a helpful person, a change in your emotions. You'll know it when it arrives because it will feel light, easy, and unexpected. That's how divine compensation moves, quietly but powerfully. Keep short accounts with others. Don't let anger build up. Don't replay the same wound over and over. Forgive quickly. Forgive early. Forgive easily. The sooner you do, the sooner you come back into your power. You may have every reason to stay bitter, but you have every reason to get free. You may have been wronged, but you don't have to be ruined. Choose peace. Choose flow. Choose your wealth over your wound. Say this often. I forgive anyone who has ever hurt me. I release all pain from my past. I let go of every offense and welcome divine abundance now. Let those words become your truth. Let them guide your actions. Let them shape your energy. And as you walk in that truth, watch your life transform. You'll feel lighter, clearer, stronger, and your good will find you faster, because your spirit is no longer clogged with old pain. You deserve prosperity. You deserve peace. You deserve a life that flows easily. But you cannot receive it while holding on to things that keep your energy stuck. Forgiveness is not optional. It is essential. It is not something you consider. It is something you choose. Not when it feels convenient, but when it feels necessary. Right now. Forgive quickly. Let it go. Bless the past. Take back your energy. Open your heart and walk boldly into the wealth, the love, and the life that are already waiting for you to say yes. Number 10. Thank God daily for riches already on their way. If you want to unlock the flow of divine riches into your life, you must learn to give thanks before the evidence shows up, not after. Gratitude is not something you express when things go right. Gratitude is a spiritual tool. It is a force that activates the unseen. Every time you thank God for what's already on its way, you are aligning your heart with the truth that your supply is guaranteed. You are saying, I do not wait for appearances, I walk in faith. That kind of mindset moves mountains. When you wake up in the morning and declare, thank you God that my needs are met, you are not just being polite, you are shifting energy. You are speaking into divine law. You are acknowledging that your good is already in motion. Even if your current conditions don't reflect it yet, you are claiming what is yours in spirit. And what is claimed in spirit must eventually show up in form if you stay faithful in your attitude. Many people wait until they receive before they give thanks. They look at their lives and say, I'll be grateful when things improve. But that is not spiritual living, that is conditional thinking. You must reverse that order. You must thank first and receive second. You must give thanks in the seeming drought, in the silence, in the not yet. That is where power lives. That is where faith becomes real. Start each day with the words, thank you God, that everything I desire is now unfolding perfectly. Thank you for the riches, the solutions, the blessings already making their way to me. Say this with conviction. Say it even if you don't fully feel it yet. Say it until your words become your belief. Gratitude is not about emotion, it is about alignment. And when you align, the universe must respond. Every grateful word you speak builds a bridge between the invisible and the visible. It speeds up manifestation. It removes resistance. It keeps your heart open and your spirit soft. Gratitude tells divine intelligence, I trust you, I'm ready, I believe. It is the energy of readiness. It is the frequency of receiving. When you give thanks for what's coming, you're signaling that you're prepared to hold it. The riches you seek are not waiting to be created. They are already formed in spiritual substance. They already exist in the invisible. The moment you desire them with a pure heart and speak in faith, they begin moving toward you. Your gratitude is what keeps the channel open. It keeps the flow clear. It keeps your mind from drifting into fear or impatience. Without gratitude, you fall into doubt. With gratitude, you stay anchored in truth. If you're worried about money, take a breath and give thanks instead. Thank you, God, that all my bills are paid. Thank you that unexpected income is arriving. Thank you that I always have more than enough. Speak those words as if they are already true, because in spiritual law they are. You are not trying to convince yourself. You are remembering what your spirit already knows. Your supply is not limited, and your good is certain. Gratitude changes how you speak, how you walk, how you decide. It makes you calm. It gives you clarity. It lifts you above fear. You no longer have to grasp or chase. You no longer speak from panic. You operate from assurance. That's why you must practice it daily, not just once in a while, not just when you feel blessed. Make it your habit. Make it your rhythm. Make it the language you use before anything has arrived. Thank God for the home that's on its way. Thank God for the opportunity you haven't found yet. Thank God for the healing that's already working in your body. Thank God for the relationships being restored behind the scenes. Thank God for every blessing that is forming in the unseen. Your thanks are not empty, they are creative. They form the mold, they make the space, they prepare the way. You cannot stay in gratitude and lack at the same time. One will always push the other out. If you want to remove scarcity from your life, replace it with thanksgiving. Every time you feel anxious about money, replace it with a praise. Thank you that I'm safe. Thank you that I'm supported. Thank you that doors are opening. The more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. And the more natural it becomes, the more your outer life will begin to reflect. Gratitude is a discipline. It is a decision. It is the choice to look beyond what is and speak from what's coming. It is the practice of those who live by spiritual law and not by appearances. Even when things seem delayed, even when progress feels slow, give thanks. Say everything is on schedule. Everything is working for my good. I trust the timing. I praise now. That energy keeps you connected to your source. You do not have to wait for the phone call, the check, the breakthrough, or the message. You can give thanks today. You can speak life over your finances now. That simple act of praise will shift everything. It will raise your energy. It will draw new ideas. It will open the way. Gratitude makes you magnetic to what you seek because it proves that you're already walking in expectation. God responds to a thankful heart, not because God needs your thanks, but because gratitude shows your alignment. It is the evidence that you're not resisting your good. It is the signal that you're ready to receive. There is no resistance in a grateful soul. There is no fear in a heart filled with praise. That's why it works so quickly. That's why it brings results. When something good happens, give thanks. When you face a challenge, give thanks. When you feel uncertain, give thanks. Let thanksgiving become your atmosphere. Let it be the energy you live in. Let it rise from your spirit until it colors every thought, every word, every act. Say, "Thank you, God, that I am rich in every way. Thank you that my income grows. Thank you that opportunities are chasing me. Thank you that my wealth is increasing. Thank you that I have everything I need." Say it when you feel it. Say it when you don't. Say it until your world responds. Gratitude is not about pretending. It's about proclaiming. It's about standing in the middle of the unknown and still declaring, "My good is coming. I am cared for. I am favored. I am free." The more you live this way, the more you will see proof that it works. The law is exact. The law never fails. When you align with it through gratitude, it must deliver. There is no delay in spiritual truth, only the appearance of delay. And your praise breaks through that illusion. Your thanks pierce the veil. Your daily affirmation of abundance keeps the heavens open and the flow strong. Do not look to the world for evidence. Look within. Feel the energy. Feel the knowing. Let gratitude become your proof before the proof. Let it carry you until the form appears. And when it does, you won't be surprised. You'll smile and say, "Of course it came. I've been giving thanks all along." This is how the spiritual life works. This is how prosperity flows. Thank God daily for the riches already on their way. Speak it, feel it, live it, and you will see that everything you desire is not just possible, it is promised. And that promise is already being fulfilled. Number 4, bless your bills and call them fully paid today. Your bills are not burdens, they are opportunities to prove your faith in divine substance. Every time you receive a bill, you are being given the chance to stand in truth, to speak from power and to affirm that God is your supply, and nothing can block the flow of your good. You must stop reacting with fear and begin responding with authority. The bill is not your enemy. It is a sign that you have received something of value, and now you have the spiritual opportunity to bless it and call it fully paid. To bless your bill is to lift it into spiritual order. It is to remove the fear, the resentment, the doubt, and replace it with gratitude and confidence. Say, "This bill represents service. This bill reflects the flow of life through me. This bill is now paid in full by divine substance." You are not affirming a lie. You are affirming a spiritual truth that may not yet be visible, but is already real. When you bless a bill, you open the door to provision. When you curse it, you block the very flow you seek. Many people live in stress because they fear the bills more than they trust divine supply. They open an envelope and their heart sinks. Their mind floods with worry. But this is not necessary. That reaction is not your destiny. You can train your mind to respond differently. When you see a bill, hold it in your hand and declare, "I bless this obligation. I bless the service it represents. I bless the provider. I now release this payment to divine substance. It is already handled." Every time you speak that truth, you loosen the grip of fear. You remind yourself that you are not alone. You are not abandoned. You are not dependent on limited means. You are backed by the source of all things. The universe knows no shortage. Money is not your source. Your job is not your source. God is your source. And divine law always meets a need when it is met with belief. Calling a bill fully paid is not pretending. It is not ignoring reality. It is declaring the higher truth beyond appearances. The moment you call it paid, you shift from lack to abundance, from fear to faith, from confusion to peace. You are not declaring this to manipulate circumstances. You are declaring it because you trust that every financial obligation is already accounted for in the infinite plan of supply. Say, "I now call every bill paid. I now see every account in perfect balance. I now expect the perfect amount of money to appear at the perfect time. These are not empty words, they are spiritual commands. You are not asking, you are speaking as one who knows the law and trusts its results. The law does not fail. It may not act in the way or the moment your human mind expects, but it always fulfills itself when spoken in faith. There is a divine idea for every financial need. You are never left without a way. You may not yet see the channel, but the channel is already prepared. When you bless your bills and call them paid, you become aligned with that unseen provision. You rise above worry, you become a magnet for solutions. You send out a vibration that calls supply to you instead of pushing it away. Even if your current resources seem limited, speak the truth anyway. Say, I give thanks that this bill is resolved. I give thanks that I am free from debt. I give thanks that I am supplied by infinite intelligence. Keep saying it, keep feeling it, keep standing in that truth until the outer matches the inner. The outer world must respond when you change the inner pattern. Do not speak of your lack. Do not tell others how hard it is. Do not reinforce the story of struggle. Every word carries power. If you complain, you invite more reasons to complain. If you declare truth, you invite new demonstrations of that truth. Choose your words carefully. Choose your focus wisely. Place your attention not on what is due, but on what is possible. Look not at the debt, but at the source. Give thanks before the bill is paid. That is the secret. Gratitude before the evidence is what unlocks the flow. When you say thank you ahead of time, you are declaring trust. You are saying, I believe in a solution I cannot yet see. That kind of faith moves mountains. That kind of faith multiplies provision. That kind of faith draws money to you in expected and unexpected ways. You are not just paying a bill, you are circulating energy. You are participating in the divine rhythm of giving and receiving. When money goes out with love and trust, it returns multiplied. When it goes out in fear, it struggles to return. That is why you must always bless the transaction. Say, this payment is a blessing. This is not a loss. It is a seed. It will return to me abundantly. Never fear how much something costs. That fear creates resistance. Say instead, there is always more where this came from. I give freely. I receive freely. My finances are guided by divine law, not by outer condition. The moment you say this, you rise into spiritual authority. You are no longer controlled by numbers or deadlines. You are moved by faith, and faith attracts the form it needs. Sometimes the answer comes through an unexpected opportunity. Sometimes through a gift, a refund, a client, a contract, or a creative idea. Be open. Do not dictate the way. Just know the answer is always available. When you bless your bills, you soften your heart. You remove the fear that blocks ideas. You allow inspiration to flow. And from that inspiration, new provision often appears. Speak lovingly to every bill, even the ones that feel heavy, even the ones that are overdue. Say, I bless you. You are now cleared by divine order. You are now resolved with grace and ease. You are now replaced with financial freedom and peace. This is not fantasy. This is your rightful claim. You are simply choosing to see your life through the lens of truth, not through the noise of fear. Your inner world is always creating your outer experience. If your thoughts about money are filled with dread, your finances will reflect that. If they are filled with calm expectation and gratitude, your finances will shift to match that vibration. You must be disciplined. You must speak faith daily. You must treat your bills not as threats, but as invitations to demonstrate the law. This is your opportunity to rise above the old habits. This is your chance to break the cycle of fear and step into spiritual dominion. Say, I am now financially free. Every bill is handled with grace. Every account is now in divine order. I am calm. I am safe. I am supported. Feel it as you say it. Know that it is already in motion. Know that the supply is already flowing. Your bills are not in charge. Your source is not limited. Your supply is not blocked. Speak the truth. Bless every demand. Call every balance resolved. Do not waver. Do not delay. Today is the day to declare it done. Today is the day to rise above fear. Today is the day to take back your peace, your power, your prosperity. Speak from your center. Speak from your authority. Speak as one who walks by divine law. You are not asking for mercy. You are claiming your inheritance. Bless your bills, call them paid, and allow yourself to walk in the freedom that is already yours. Number 5. Release envy and rejoice in another's good fortune. You cannot welcome abundance into your life while resenting those who have already received it. Envy is a signal that you have forgotten who you are and what belongs to you by divine right. Every time you look at another's success and feel bitterness, jealousy, or comparison, you turn your back on your own good. You push it away with your thoughts. You block your own blessings by resisting the truth that supply is infinite, and there is more than enough for everyone. When you release envy, you declare, "There is no separation between me and good." You remind yourself that the same power that blessed another can and will bless you. Their gain is not your loss. Their success does not delay yours. Their increase is not a threat. It is a signal that the law is working. That signal should inspire you, not discourage you. It is proof that the flow of abundance is active, and if it reached them, it can reach you. The moment you celebrate another's good with sincerity, you align yourself with the vibration of receiving. You rise out of lack and step into joy. You say to the universe, "I am ready to join in this blessing. I welcome my share. I do not resist. I do not compare. I rejoice." That inner shift unlocks doors that envy keeps closed. It clears your mind and heart so that good may find you easily, freely, and joyfully. If someone else receives the job you wanted, the house you dreamed of, the love you longed for, do not fall into despair. Do not harden your heart. Instead, say, "Their blessing proves that this desire is possible. Mine is on the way." This affirmation does not deny your desire, it empowers, it reinforces your faith in divine timing. It reminds you that the universe is not choosing favorites, but responding to vibration and readiness. Envy is based on the false idea of shortage. It is rooted in the belief that if someone has more, there is less for you. But spiritual truth says otherwise. The source is infinite. The supply cannot run out. It cannot be claimed by one and denied to another, unless the mind is closed to it. When you shift from jealousy to celebration, you open your heart, you make space, you call your own good to come forth. Train your thoughts to see others' blessings as evidence of what's available. When you see someone succeed, say silently, "That's wonderful. I'm glad they received their good. I know mine is arriving now." Say it with love. Say it even if it feels hard. The more you say it, the more natural it becomes. Eventually that will become your reflex. Your heart will soften, your energy will lift, and your demonstration will quicken. You do not need to compete with anyone. There is no competition in spiritual law. There is only alignment. You receive what matches your vibration. You receive what you are ready for. You receive what you allow. Envy lowers your vibration. It delays your readiness. It signals to the universe that you do not yet believe in your own worth, but celebration raises you up. It makes you a match for your desires. It prepares you to hold them with grace. Think of the people who have what you desire. Bless them. Thank God for their demonstration. Affirm that your own is unfolding now. Say, "If it happened for them, it can happen for me." I release all resentment. I choose joy. This choice will feel like a cleansing. It will feel like peace. And in that peace, you will hear new guidance, receive new ideas, and recognize new opportunities. Envy clouds your vision. Joy clears it. Sometimes you will feel envy rise up without warning. Do not judge yourself. Do not push it down. Acknowledge it, and then lovingly let it go. Say, "This thought no longer serves me. I choose to rejoice instead." Replace it immediately with truth. Speak it firmly. You are not a victim of emotion. You are a spiritual being with dominion over your mind. You can choose what thoughts stay and what thoughts leave. Envy often comes when we feel left behind or forgotten. But no one is forgotten in divine order. You are exactly where you need to be to receive what is yours. You are not too late. You have not missed out. The door that opened for another was not your door. Your path is unique. Your blessings are designed just for you. Do not envy someone else's chapter. Prepare for your own. You are not meant to chase what belongs to someone else. You are meant to attract what is aligned with your soul. And that attraction begins with the energy you hold. If you carry bitterness, you attract delay. If you carry joy, you attract fulfillment. This is not punishment, it is law. What you put out comes back. What you celebrate expands. What you resist persists. So resist nothing. Celebrate everything. When you bless another's fortune, you send a message to your subconscious that good is safe, that wealth is welcomed, that happiness is possible. This rewires your inner world. It prepares you to receive on a deeper level. It tells your soul, I am not afraid of success. I am not jealous of joy. I am ready to rise. That readiness creates momentum. It draws experiences that match your uplifted heart. Speak words of praise often. Say, I bless every rich person. I bless every success story. I bless the wealth I see. I bless the love others enjoy. Say, I am happy to see others thriving. I know I am next in line. These words are not just affirmations, they are seeds, and every seed you plant in joy will return to you multiplied. That is divine law. That is spiritual fact. You cannot curse someone else's good and expect to receive your own. You cannot judge another's prosperity and walk into yours. You must clean your heart. You must clear the path. You must be willing to love even when your ego wants to compete. That is where your transformation begins. That is where the real power lies. Remember, another person's success is not your mirror. It is not proof of your lack. It is proof of what is possible. Rejoice in it. Use it as inspiration. Bless it fully, and then return to your own truth. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are becoming. You are growing. You are preparing for what is already prepared for you. Your joy for another's blessings speeds up your own. Your peace around someone else's breakthrough opens the door for yours. Your love for the good around you shapes the good ahead of you. This is not theory. This is not philosophy. This is law. This is the way of divine living. This is how you rise. Release envy. Rejoice in good. Stand in truth. Walk in faith. And know with every fiber of your being that what is yours is already on its way. It cannot be delayed by another's success. Your past cannot block it. It is drawn by your joy, magnetized by your love, and multiplied by your celebration. Choose that energy today. Live in that truth, and watch your life transform. Number 6. Give with joy, knowing God is your source. You were never meant to fear giving, you were meant to give with joy, because the source of all things lives within you and flows through you without end. The moment you understand that God is your supply, not money, not work, not other people, you become free. Free to give, free to receive, and free to circulate wealth with trust instead of tension. Giving is not loss. Giving is not subtraction. Giving is expansion. It proves that you trust the truth more than the appearance, and that you walk by faith and not by fear. Every time you give, you declare, I am not limited. I am not lacking. I am not afraid. You step out of the mindset of the world, where giving is seen as depletion, and into the realm of divine law, where giving activates the flow of more. You are not giving from your bank account, you are giving from spiritual substance. And spiritual substance never runs out, it renews itself the moment it moves. The more freely you allow it to flow, the more abundantly it returns. You must remove the habit of hesitation. That pause, that second thought, that voice that says, what if I don't have enough? That is not the voice of God. That is the echo of fear, trying to protect an illusion. You have always been provided for. You have always been supported, and that support does not stop when you give. It multiplies, it increases, it rises to meet the level of your belief. So give without fear, give with confidence, give with the knowing that you are taken care of. Do not give out of guilt. Do not give because you feel obligated. Give because you know who you are and where your supply comes from. Give because you are anchored in truth. Give because joy is your natural state. When you give from joy, your gift becomes a seed planted in rich soil. It grows, it blooms, it brings more life. But when you give from lack, you block the harvest. You sow fear, and fear has no return. Start by giving thanks. Before you release anything, speak gratitude over it. Thank you for this opportunity to give. Thank you for the ability to bless someone else. Thank you for reminding me that I have enough. Gratitude unlocks generosity. Gratitude reminds you of the source, and when you give with that heart, the universe responds in kind. It mirrors your attitude and brings it back to you tenfold. Giving is not only about money, it is about energy, time, encouragement, compassion, attention, resources. Wherever you sow kindness, you will reap it. Wherever you invest love, it will return. Do not think small. Your capacity to give is greater than you've known. And each time you stretch, each time you trust, each time you release, you grow. You elevate your consciousness. You step into greater alignment with divine order. Many people hold tightly to what they have because they believe it's all they'll get. That belief is rooted in fear. But you are not called to live in fear. You are called to live in overflow. When you give, you prove to your own subconscious that you are already abundant. That there is more coming. That supply is endless. That is why giving is so powerful. It does not just bless the receiver, it transforms the giver. You may not feel ready to give at times. You may feel like you need to hold on, but that is the moment when giving matters most. Not because of the amount, but because of the faith. When you give in faith, you break the illusion of separation. You declare, I do not depend on this thing. I depend on God. I trust the law. I know the return is certain. That declaration sets spiritual law into motion. It begins working for you immediately. Do not measure your giving by numbers. Measure it by alignment. If the gift comes from peace, it will multiply peace. If it comes from truth, it will bear fruit in truth. Every time you give, speak over it. This gift is blessed. This gift is multiplied. This gift is a seed of abundance. Speak those words and mean them. Then release the gift and forget it. Do not worry about how it will come back. That is not your concern. Your only task is to give in trust. Watch your emotions when you give. If you feel regret, pause, check your heart. You must give only what you can give in joy. The energy matters. The state of consciousness matters. If you are not ready to give with peace, wait, center yourself. Remember who you are. Then give again with a clear heart. Giving under pressure does not serve you or the recipient. Give with love or not at all. Practice giving often. It strengthens your spiritual muscles. Give when no one expects it. Give in secret. Give without seeking recognition. These acts increase your faith. They train your mind to operate in the rhythm of divine order. They affirm your belief in circulation, not in scarcity, and they prepare you for greater levels of abundance. The more you give with joy, the more you will have to give. God is not withholding anything from you. The channel is open. The supply is here. But if you hoard, if you fear, if you resist the flow, you shut down the connection. Giving reopens it. Giving refreshes it. Giving proves that you believe. It is a sacred act, a spiritual transaction, a declaration of trust. It is one of the highest demonstrations of your oneness with divine law. Bless everything you give. Whether it's a coin or a kind word, whether it's your time or your resources. Say, this comes from God, and it returns to me by divine law. Say, this giving brings joy to others and joy to me. Say, there is always more flowing in than flowing out. Let those affirmations saturate your giving. Let them transform your experience. Let them anchor you in the truth that lack has no place in your life. Giving should feel natural. It should feel like breathing. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. The more you trust it, the more beauty you'll see. You'll notice opportunities appearing, support arriving, resources unfolding. Not because you forced anything, but because you cooperated with the law. That is what giving does. It harmonizes you with the greater rhythm of supply. You were not born to clutch and panic. You were born to shine and expand. Every act of giving lifts you. It pulls you out of smallness. It aligns you with divine confidence. Give with that spirit. Give with that clarity. Give with the full awareness that you are backed by unlimited supply. Do not wait to feel ready. You are ready now. Give what you can with what you have. Give with a willing heart. Give with a steady mind. Give with the certainty that the same power that gave it to you will give again and again. That power never runs dry. That power never leaves you empty. That power responds to your faith, and your faith is made known through giving. Stand in that truth today. Speak from that place. Give from that knowing. And as you do, watch the gates of abundance open wider than you ever imagined. You will not run out. You will not be left behind. You will not be forgotten. Give with joy, for God is your source, and the source never fails. Number 7. Deny appearances and trust in spiritual substance. What you see with your physical eyes is not the final truth. What you see is only the result of your past thoughts and beliefs, shaped into temporary form. And so, if you want real change, you must learn to deny appearances and anchor your mind in spiritual substance. Appearances are shifting shadows. They come and go. They rise and fall. But spiritual substance is eternal. It is unchanging. It is the invisible foundation behind everything that exists. When you trust in this substance more than what you see, you step into divine power. Most people are trapped by what they observe. They look at their bank account, their circumstances, their conditions, and they say, "This is my truth." But that is not truth. That is an echo. That is the outer reflection of yesterday's consciousness. If you want to change your outer world, you must first change what you believe is possible in the unseen. Spiritual substance is alive. It responds to thought. It takes shape based on your inner conviction. To deny appearances is not to pretend something isn't happening. It is to declare, this condition does not have the final say in my life. You are not ignoring reality. You are claiming a higher reality. You are choosing to focus on what is eternal, not what is temporary. That choice takes strength. It takes discipline. It takes courage. But it also brings freedom, because you are no longer swayed by surface noise. You walk by truth, not by sight. The substance you must trust is not made of matter. It is made of divine intelligence. It carries every idea, every form, every solution you could ever need. It is perfect, limitless, and always available. But to access it, your mind must be aligned with it. You must believe in its reality even before it shows up in physical form. That is the work of faith. That is the practice of spiritual mastery. When you face a challenge, your first response must be, "This is only an appearance." Behind this, divine order is unfolding. Behind this, spiritual supply is already at work. Do not argue with conditions. Do not explain them. Do not obsess over them. Instead, return your attention to truth. Say, "God is my source. I live in a universe of abundance. Nothing is missing. Nothing is broken. Everything I need is now forming through spiritual law." This way of thinking is not passive. It is powerful. It trains your consciousness to lead instead of follow. When you lead with truth, the outer world begins to bend. It must reflect what you hold steady inside. That is how manifestation works. Not through struggle, not through doubt, but through unwavering faith in what cannot yet be seen. The invisible always shapes the visible. Always. Your job is to hold to the invisible truth, no matter what the world around you says. Every time you deny an appearance, you are not lying to yourself. You are refusing to be limited by illusion. You are rising above fear, above time, above statistics, and stepping into divine reality. And when you make that shift, your energy changes. Your vibration lifts. Your words carry more weight. Your prayers become declarations instead of begging. Your presence becomes magnetic to the good you have claimed. Trusting in spiritual substance means you expect provision, not because you see evidence, but because you know the law. The law never fails. The law is always moving. If you align with it, the supply must appear. It may not come how you imagined, but it will come. That is why you must not limit the law with your opinions. You must allow the infinite to surprise you. Keep your mind open, your heart steady, and your faith strong. Speak the truth over every area of your life. If the funds are not yet in hand, say, the substance of this money is now forming. It will arrive right on time. If the opportunity hasn't appeared, say, the right path is being revealed now. I trust the divine process. If things look delayed, say, there is no delay in spiritual law. All things are moving forward under grace. These are not wishful thoughts, they are statements of alignment. Do not let appearances steal your peace. You may wake up to a problem. You may receive unexpected news. You may feel pressure, but none of that is more powerful than divine substance. None of that defines your future unless you let it. You must become the master of your attention. You must decide where your mind lives. Every moment you spend fearing the appearance is a moment you are disconnected from your true source. Come back to center. Come back to truth. Come back to the substance that never changes. Let your words reflect your trust. Say, I now release all fear of appearances. I trust what I cannot yet see. I know the answer is here now, unfolding in perfect timing. Speak this until it becomes your natural response. Let it shape your posture, your tone, your mood. Let it fill your home. Let it shape your day. The more you live in that energy, the more quickly the outer form will catch up. Spiritual substance is not far away. It is here. It surrounds you now. It fills the space around you. It responds to your recognition. The moment you affirm it, you begin to interact with it consciously. You are no longer hoping, you are directing. You are no longer doubting, you are declaring. You are no longer questioning. You are standing firm in the knowing that the unseen is just as real as the seen. Do not wait for things to improve before you believe. Believe now and watch them improve. That is the reversal. That is the spiritual key. It is not I'll believe it when I see it. It is I'll see it when I believe it. Hold the picture in your mind. Feel the truth in your heart. Speak the word with authority. And keep walking forward, even if the ground hasn't appeared yet. That is faith. That is trust. That is power. You were created to live above appearances. You were not meant to be ruled by circumstances. You were meant to shape them with your consciousness. Your mind is the mold. Your word is the command. Your belief is the fuel. Use them wisely. Use them boldly. Use them with full trust that the invisible is real and working on your behalf. Whenever fear rises, answer it with truth. I do not accept this condition as final. I know something greater is at work. I choose to trust the substance of spirit. Let that become your spiritual reflex. Let it become the atmosphere you live in. The more you return to that place, the more secure you will feel, no matter what appears on the outside. This is not blind optimism. This is divine understanding. This is the way of those who walk in spiritual authority. Deny the lie of limitation. Deny the illusion of lack. Deny the fear of delay. Trust the eternal, the invisible, the unseen hand of God that never stops working. Trust it more than you trust your bank balance, more than you trust the news, more than you trust the opinion of others. You are sustained by spiritual substance. You are supported by a power that does not run out. You are guided by a wisdom that sees the whole picture. You do not need to control the details. You only need to hold the truth, speak the truth, and walk in the energy of that truth until your world adjusts to match it. This is your practice. This is your invitation. Deny appearances. Trust spiritual substance. Stand firm. Speak clearly. Move boldly. And watch everything shift. Not because you forced it, but because you aligned with the law that governs all things. And that law will never fail you.